Hey guys, what's up? It's Beverly here, your questioning queen. I'm here asking all the questions so I can explain it all. Today, I have a fantastic guest. Her name is Angela Beyer. Angela is a former Miss Universe. Hello. She's a former banker. She immigrated here from Germany. She's fantastic. She's currently a health coach and a personal trainer. She's here to tell us all about mindset, routine, how to not just get our bodies right, but our minds right. Especially, ladies, we need to hear this one because she's giving me golden tips on just not working on just being skinny, but actually getting muscle and why we want muscle and why it's like, you get the mindset right, the body follows. It's such a great interview, and I know you're going to love her. So check it out and enjoy. Hey guys. Okay, let's get real. Do you sometimes feel like life's just a never-ending loop of wake up, drink coffee, go to work, waste countless hours scrolling online, eat, watch TV, maybe read a book, sleep, and then repeat? Have you ever really thought, is this really it? Guess what? You're not the only one. I help people just like you, well, and me, to get unstuck. I'm bringing on amazing guests who will inspire you, challenge you, and maybe even blow your mind. Let's face it, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you got. But lucky for you, I know exactly how to help. With a little bit of woo and a whole lot of you, it's time to unstick your stuck and shake that thing up. Let's do this on Beverly Explains It All. Hi, guys. Welcome to Beverly Explains It All. Today, I have the beautiful Angela Beyer. Angela Beyer is a former banker, a former Miss Universe, and currently she's a health coach and personal trainer. Hey, Angela.
Hello, Beverly. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing today?
Amazing. I'm so happy to be here.
So happy to have you after all the trials and tribulations. Nobody knows. I mean, I've been waiting to speak with you, so I'm super excited.
Has been a while, but it will be amazing. It will be all good.
Yes. Yes. So I love to start my show with 3 icebreaker questions. They're just simple yes, no. And I'd love it if we could do that. You down?
I'm down.
Amazing. Okay. Number 1 is, have you ever had a gut feeling about something that turned out to be 100% correct?
Yes.
Do you believe that mindset is more important than motivation?
Yes.
Ooh, that's an important one. Is self-discipline a form of self-love?
Yes. Yep.
And a lot of people forget that. So I'd love it if you tell my guests just a little bit more about yourself.
Yes. So, yeah, former banker. It's for me, still kind of funny and unbelievable story when I think about it. But I am original from Germany and I was a banker there. That's how my journey started. And after school, getting into university and then into banking, what happened was the typical story of a teenager or woman in her early 20s. I gained a lot of weight. And then whatever I could get my hands on, I did the diet. And whatever it was, the cabbage soup diet, intermittent fasting, keto, low carb, high carb. I mean, you name it, I did it. And I always was looking for this, I don't know, magic. I mean, whatever it was to get to be skinny. And that's a funny thing when I think back. I only wanted to be skinny. Yeah. And what I did, I harmed my body so much. And what I get very intense. So what I didn't realize was I ended up having an eating disorder. I created a lot of health issues for myself, ending up in the hospital. And it was almost like a wake-up call. Then I started educating myself. I got a nutrition degree. It was just to understand my own body and what's going on. And I didn't understand why it was so difficult. What is it? Why can I not just do the diet, lose the weight, and be done with it?
Right.
It was always a struggle. boy, the negative self-talk, I would never talk to a friend like I talked to myself back in the days. It was like crazy. What happened too was I was not in the best relationship. It was very abusive. So that came also into play. And then in banking, I was in management, high pressure. So again, I tried to straighten out my life. And funny thing is too, in that time, what I realized, because my life was so out of control, the only thing I was able to control was my food. And that's why I think I created all those crazy eating habits and diets and whatever it was that played also a role in that whole scenario. What happened was, though, I didn't get much better. I got out of the hospital, my health got better, but I didn't achieve the look I wanted. Anyway, I got into really like the nutrition part of it, got better, journaled, whatever. I got into working out and all that stuff. But by the end of it, it didn't work out. And I literally put a hard stop on everything. I quit my job. I broke up with my boyfriend and I went to the United States to learn English. I just wanted to take a 3-month break, learn English and come back and refreshed and get back the grind. But I fell in love with the country. I really oh my gosh, I want to stay here. It did. And this is so interesting. And I think about this so many times when I work with my clients. I got an internship at a bank because that's what I knew and that's what I felt comfortable with.
Safety.
It was not my passion and it was not something I was really good at it. So I did it good, did my job, but there was this little spark missing, that little bit of magic when you find your passion, what changes everything.
Yeah.
So doing that internship, I wanted to get a work visa and I talked to my immigration lawyer and she said to me, I can't stay because there are too many bankers in the United States. You need special skills to be able to get a green card or work visa or whatever.
Right. They make it hard.
Oh yeah, of course. It makes sense. So I was like, well, I don't have special skills in banking, but I can lift things up and put them down really, really well. I'm good at bodybuilding. So, yep.
I love it.
Okay, if you're good in bodybuilding, you have to get the world champion title for the United States, and then you can get a green card.
Easy. Yeah, right.
That's what I said. I was like, is she joking? Like,
excuse me?
But I had nothing to lose. And what did I do? And this is so interesting. And I see this as self-experience, but that's how I can help my clients. I was so scared. Seriously. That was a crazy journey. I was like starting to get going on. Like, oh my God, what am I doing? But I did it anyways. I took my fear with me. And how can I say, I was driving the car and the fear was in the back seat.
Wow.
I just took it with me and did it anyways. And I would lie if I said, oh, sure. I was like, yeah, let's do this. Now, I had a lot of fears. And what I also did during that time, we were talking about going to a world championship. So it was the Miss Universe show. I didn't even want to think about that. What I did was I was planning out every week what my diet's supposed to look like, what my workout is going to be like. And then I picked the first show, which was Miss Florida. And then I just did day by day. And I just said, today, I'm going to do the diet and I'm going to do the workout. What I'm going to do tomorrow, I don't know. But today, I promise I will stay on my diet and my workout plan. And you wake up the next day and it's going to be another today.
Man.
And then I said, today I do the same thing. Today, just today. It's a day. And that's how I move forward. And yeah, long story short, I competed at Miss Florida, won the Miss Florida in the physique class. So that's like a category in bodybuilding. There's figure, physique, bikini class, and bodybuilding class. And physique is like not the super heavy, but You got to be built.
Major.
Yeah. Well, if you got to be built for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I won Miss Florida, got qualified for Team USA. I went to Los Angeles, competed at the Miss USA show, won Miss USA.
Insane.
Insane. Yeah, I still like, oh my gosh, it was crazy. Then I was qualified for Miss Universe and I competed at the Miss Universe show. And I remember I had an American flag bikini in the finals in the evening show. And all I wanted was to be in the top 5. That was like oh my gosh, that would be amazing if I could make
it. Would be incredible.
Incredible. So they were announcing the 5th place winner and I was still standing up there. And yeah, it was somebody else. And then the 4th place, the 3rd place. And then when they announced the 2nd place winner, you can actually see on the video how I checked my number. And I'm like, oh my God, I just won Miss Universe. It was so crazy.
Oh my gosh.
And the funny thing, people always ask me, was that the happiest moment in your life? And to be honest with you, I felt relieved. Isn't that interesting?
Wow. Because the pressure that you were under for the visa and everything.
Yeah. So I got my green card. I won Miss Universe. Like,
Incredible.
I felt relieved. I was like, oh my gosh, dream came true. And the happiest time was actually the preparation, seeing my body changing, actually sculpting. It is like art, like people paint pictures or sculpt figures or something. I sculpt bodies, and I did it with my body, and now I do it with clients. What shifted though in that time, and this is, I think that happens with age, I just say it that way, but yeah. I did Miss Universe, and after that, I was more into how can I change the body composition to look a certain way. Now it's more like, how can I change the body composition to get the client or myself to the healthiest place I can get them? One of the results by being the healthiest and having the ideal body composition is that you look like with the ideal body, like good. You have just the body. That's the end result. But my focus is the health. And the body just follows. It's just a nice journey. And you learn very quickly that the more you focus on the health aspect, your body is just adapting and getting where it needs to be. And that's a fascinating side result, so to speak. But my whole programs changed. I have some brides, they literally want to get ready for the day to fit in their wedding dress.
I remember that.
Yeah, I tell them it's not going to be a pretty journey because we only have that amount of time. You showed me the dress. Don't worry, I'll get you in the dress, but it won't be easy. Like, just be ready for it. And what I also do, if I train with a bride, I always give them, and I think that's super important. So we let's say shred you down to fit in your dress. I have always a plan and a program ready after. So they're not
maintain that.
Rebounded, and harming their body because they did a stricter diet. Maybe it was a little bit forward and I wanted it to be whatever to get you there. And it's amazing what the body can handle and what you can do. Like, you can change a lot. But I always like to do it a little bit slower, maintainable, adjust to your lifestyle. And I always look at different aspects now. It's so interesting. If I talk about health, I talk about wealth. There are certain aspects. And of course, you want the physical wealth, but you want the social wealth. You want the mind.
Right.
The soul, spirituality, and of course the money wealth. So there are different aspects what give you health, and this is also very close connected to your wealth, health and wealth. It's very fascinating. So I look at all those things if I do a health coaching program with clients, and I guide them in all those aspects, because I can do the best diet and the best workout program, but if you're stressed out to the max because of work or relationship or money we have a problem. We are not getting there. So everything has to work together to actually be healthy. And a lot of people forget that, I think.
I absolutely love this story because it's the truth. It's like, if you're stressed out in one area, things just kind of go downhill. And I love that you're not just working to get somebody's body the way they want it. It's like it's a full whole like mindset change. This brings me to like one of my questions for you. I mean, you've changed your body and your life, and I really want to know what were your mindset shifts, and what mindset shifts do you think are absolutely essential to get you there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, very good question. So, like I said, what I learned was focusing on smaller goals, but being able to accomplish them. A lot of people, what I see when they had programs beforehand and they joined my program, or when we start fresh, everybody is super motivated. They want to kill it. They go all crazy. They get either sore or injured or overwhelmed or burned out, or I can make a whole list what's happening. And to actually what you need to create is routine and habit stacks. So you just do it automatically. And the motivation is necessary at the beginning. I'm all for it. But then you have to have the mindset that it's all automated.
Yeah.
You have this in your daily routine and you just do it. I mean, it's such a funny thing, but everybody gets up in the morning and brushes their teeth.
Right.
And you just do it automatically. You're not questioning it. You're not judging it. You're not excited about it. You're not like out which toothpaste, which toothbrush. And
it's just what you do.
Just what you do. But here we are with a workout in the morning, and all I want you to do is do a workout. I don't care what sneakers you wear, what leggings, what kind of exercise. Like we go all crazy with all kinds of things, and we haven't even moved yet.
Right. It's true. It's true.
It's a funny thing. Just get the emotions out, to make it automatically. And this is the thing, listen to your body. And if you can't hit it hard, go for a walk, but you moved.
Yes.
You did something. And sometimes I start with clients literally with a 10-minute walk in the morning, and that's their exercise for the day, and that's it.
Wow.
But at least they did that. And that's every time you accomplish something, your mindset shifts.
Yes.
You can do it, and then you can repeat it and get better, and better. I mean, this is another interesting thing too, and I don't want to talk bad about them, but those extreme fitness programs, CrossFit, Orange Theory, all those things, if people like them, good for them. But what I see is, especially for women, it's too stressful and not, how can I say, intense enough to get a result. Like train women, I want them actually, if they want to do interval training or something to get the heart rate up, very short. We talk about 3, 4, 5 minutes intensity and be done, because I don't want to stress out the system. Women are just different. And all the concepts what are made are like usually for men. And those 60-minute kind of intense workout burns out the system, but really doesn't train the muscle. And this is what you want. Like, I rather have a good strength training session with you, 30 minutes and be done, and not killing you on a spin bike. The stress on a spin bike is too high. You are not getting any response from the muscle. So you see a body composition change, but your system is stressed out to the max, and we are already stressed. So sometimes I feel sorry for women who like killing themselves in all those intense classes, and they're not getting any results, and they're actually doing too much. It's very fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting. I live in LA, so of course all of the trends come here first, and of course I tried a lot of them, especially coming to dieting. But thinking back with just CrossFit, I don't want to say who loves working out, because you'll probably say that you do. But I mean, I'm not a person who loves working out, but however, I have now learned certain ways to work out that I do enjoy. But my CrossFit days, In the beginning, I did not enjoy it whatsoever. I learned when I like could carry or lift weights that were super heavy. That impressed me. However, for me, that was not sustainable. And it's
Correct.
not like I lost weight. I probably did gain muscle, but because it wasn't something I looked forward to or something that I was like really excited about, it just wasn't sustainable. Like I couldn't build that habit because I was like dreading it, you know?
But here is the good, you said it so perfectly. I mean, Beverly, how can you create a healthy lifestyle with something you don't like? It's not going
Right.
to happen. It's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
It's very impossible.
Yeah. And this is also something because the motivation gets you going, but then you get up and you fight every day and actually have to push yourself.
Yeah.
And everything what happens to have a good excuse you use to not do it. And to be honest with you, the workout time should be a time where you with yourself, you listen to your body, you can enjoy the movement. And like I said, it's for everybody a different thing. To be honest with you, to get the quickest result, I always like women to actually do the basic strength training. And it's not that super crazy or exciting, but I like to activate the muscle depending on the person, where you at, what level of fitness you have, how much time you have. I create a plan twice, 3 times a week. That's it. And you do your homework. And in between, like I said, I like walks. I like having clients out in nature so
Yeah.
they can really connect to nature, think, breathe. And again, this is also, we want to balance our stress levels. And especially for women, I'm telling you, women have a different metabolism. They respond differently to stress. And I just see that they need to really focus on having, so to speak, a balance. It's a mindset thing, whatever a woman can take and whatever stress level you're at. Again, I like individuality. So you tell me what goes on in your life, and then I can tell you what we can do and accomplish with the diet, with the exercise.
I love because you've had the background, you've been there yourself, you can like kind of guide people through. And speaking of just like your journey, I'm wondering, how did you go from like struggling with a eating disorder and just health issues to becoming Miss Universe in bodybuilding? Like what changed overall? Because that is just like polar opposites, you know?
You know what's so funny? It's funny that you actually say that. I don't know if it's actually changing that much, but okay, I help or I volunteer at local groups where women dealing with food addiction, sugar addiction, stuff like that. And to be honest with you, they have to write down what they eat. They have to check in. They have to like measure what they eat. They cut out processed foods and sugars and all that stuff. And to be honest with you, a bodybuilding diet is kind of the same. So I had so many health or eating disorders, like restricting it, going too crazy, overeating. Oh my God, I was able to binge eat, you wouldn't believe.
Wow.
Crazy. It was nuts.
Wow.
Myself, yeah, like I went through the ringer because I went too strict for too long. I mean, I was at one point in my adult life, and I'm 5'7", 98 pounds.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Bones.
Yeah. And the heaviest I've ever been in my adult life was 180 pounds.
Okay. Okay.
So think about
that's a huge, like your body just went up and down. Like, wow, or
Crazy.
down and up and down. Ugh.
And it's hard on the body and it's hard mentally. And
Yeah.
boy, I mean, like I said, from negative self-talk to actually being sick. Now, what happened with a bodybuilding diet? You're in a routine. You do the same thing over and over and over again, and you check in. You're like, okay, this is what I need to do, and this is it. And I had peace around it because I knew this is the framework, and that's what I'm doing, and nothing else. And that's it. And it gave me actually more freedom by having a food plan where it was all written out and spelled out and I had to measure it. It sounds so funny because I'm like, everybody's like, isn't that more work? No, I prepped.
It's easier, right?
Oh, much easier. I was done.
Mhm.
I knew exactly this was my diet and
That's
I'm
it.
not going left or right, and I had peace. And that gave me actually the time to heal my brain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
To get rid of all those, inner conversations about food and all the stuff I need. And oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, it really is about mindset and routine, like you're saying. I'm wondering, what does unstuck mean to you? And how can women just start to begin to recognize when they're stuck in the first place?
I think to realize being stuck, women always find that out very quickly. And what women don't do is ask for help.
So true. So
It's
true.
fascinating to me. And
It's like, we'll just figure it out. I'll just do it, you know?
And I think community and support of other women is huge. And especially if you're in a spot where you need help, if you don't ask for the help, nobody will come and help you because we don't know.
Yes.
So that's a big thing. Then it gets so much easier because if somebody knows, hey, this is going on and this is what I need to focus on or get unstuck. Because like I said, the being stuck process is actually very, you figure it out very quickly, but then making a change because it's scary and you're very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because you have to open up and actually show what scares you, your emotions, what's really going on. I think we have a lot of social pressure at the moment where we see a lot of things which are not that real.
Yeah,
and,
always.
And we get influenced by it, and it's a sad part. And I love to be open and vulnerable, to actually show others like this is the true story, this is life, and I'm always here to help. And this is the other thing too, I love to support. And if you have somebody in your corner, it takes so much pressure off. It's fascinating how much it's a funny thing. Your mindset gets stronger and then your body follows to get stronger.
Right. Yeah. And that's really what it is, hand in hand, like you're saying. I mean, you work with CEOs and brides, you work with everyday women. I'm wondering, what patterns do you see in women who actually reach the goals versus those who don't? Because I'm wondering too, like with working with your clients, if you actually see some who don't hit the goals they want, and what is the difference between the two mindsets, I guess?
So the ones who reach their goals are actually very, very honest. And when they, how can I say it, have a little hiccup, they admit it and they go right back on track.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I will say, as a dieter, I mean, I've definitely changed my lifestyle. I go to Weight Watchers. I've been very open about it. But it's like, when you track and like actually like, like a food log, like you're saying, when I know what I'm eating, cool, I stay on it. But sometimes when you fall off, especially if you don't have someone there to talk to, it's like, well, shoot, I failed. I might as well just keep on eating the ice cream sundaes every night because whatever, I can't do it, like, yeah, that's so hard.
So have it, you've done it, check it off, but go right back on track. And I think also with like life gets lively and we have birthdays and holidays and all that stuff, just be mindful, prep it, and know what you're getting into. It's not a big deal. Go out to eat if you like, but be informed where you're going. If you are, the more you practice your routine, the stronger your willpower is getting. Yes. My main goal is when I start out with clients and think about just in general, I can guarantee you breakfast is always 100% correct and perfect. Lunch, kind of okay. And then dinner, total shit show. Yep. What happened? You had good intentions, I can tell you what happened. In the morning, you wake up, you're fully charged and you have all the willpower. And then the day gets started and you're in traffic and you're answering text messages and emails. You're in meetings and you're at work. And then you have to take care maybe of kids or a husband. And then you have another thing going on at work. And then you have to go home and get quick groceries. And then you have to get the mail. You have so many decisions to make that your willpower is sapped in the evening.
Yes. Yep.
No matter what's in the refrigerator, you're going to eat it because the willpower is gone.
Right. Yeah, it's so true.
It is. It is what it is. Like, yeah. So what you can do is actually prep your dinner and you know exactly what you're going to eat at night. So when you have no willpower left, you open the refrigerator and there is the dinner. No decision making.
Yeah.
And that you don't have that failure. And this is what I built into the nutrition. Like, it's, again, mindset. You have to understand how it works. And the more you practice that, the stronger your willpower get, the more successful you're going to be. And it doesn't really face you anymore because you're feeling better. You're like, oh my gosh, I love this feeling. I love how I look. I'm not going to change it. It's not. Because by the end of the day, food is literally just energy to support us or building blocks to build the muscle. That's all it is. And that should be it. And if you want to meet friends and have a nice dinner, have it, inform yourself like what's out there, what's on the menu. I pick my healthy things. Be a little bit like prepared when you go there so nothing can happen and you're good to go.
And I'll say it is hard. I mean, like, I'm a foodie personally. I love food. So it's like I always kind of have to like watch out because I will, eat when I'm not necessarily hungry just because it tastes good. I'm not thinking with the mentality, oh, food is just for, for fuel for my body. It's difficult. But like you said, if you plan beforehand, you actually, it takes a little planning. It's good when you're working with a coach like Angela because you have a plan. But like looking at a menu and just knowing, hey, I'm going to eat this for dinner. It's like you have like the whole mindset. And just like you were saying with like the meal prepping, even if you do fall off, you have your meal for like whatever day. It's like, get back on because it's right there. So I love that kind of mindset around everything.
It's a peace of mind. And I think too, if you love to cook, even better, because like clients, who prep their meals at home and if you work with food, I mean, always see, this is where like the spirituality comes in, or everything has energy. And when you prep food, I always like to tell my client, if possible, don't prep food when you're stressed, angry, sad, because whatever you do, you put it in the food. Same thing, you want a high quality food because whatever you put in your mouth and you're going to eat is going to be the future you, the building block of Beverly tomorrow. So,
oh my God, it's so good. It's so true.
It is. So you always want to put the best in. You don't want to eat cheap or junk or toxic stuff because it's the building block for your future. And that, I think if you have that awareness, you appreciate the cooking and the prepping and the food you're going to eat. And I mean, there's so many healthy recipes. It's actually fun.
Oh, yeah. A million. I'd love to switch gears a little bit. Like we spoke about this a little bit when we spoke, but a lot of women are like, okay, so they're going to see your body. I'm like marveling at your muscles and I'm dying to ask you to make a muscle. But I'm like, so if people like want to work with you and they're like, okay, she's a bodybuilder, a lot of women are scared to lift weights because they're thinking they're going to get bulky and like, oh my God, I'm going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger if I lift weights. Can you just like tell the importance of just women lifting weights or just strength training in general, especially as we age? Because I'm just kind of learning about this. I'm in my 40s, I will say. I might edit that out, but I'm in my early 40s. And, I'm learning that you can't just like do cardio all the time. And if you lift weights, you're not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like you actually took the road to become a bodybuilder. So could you speak on that?
Of course, my pleasure. And oh my gosh. So muscle is the organ of longevity. And the muscle is the one thing you have the opportunity to improve it and change it. You cannot tell your bones, oh, I want you to be more dense. Or you cannot say to metabolism, just go faster.
Yeah.
But do
I think I tried.
didn't we all? Like we all do.
Mhm.
But what you can do is you can train the muscle. And by training the muscle, you actually communicating with every system in your body. So what that means, for example, when you train a muscle and you break the muscle fiber down, the metabolism gets the signal, okay, we need proteins to the muscle fiber and we have to replenish the carbs, because the muscle is almost like a carb sponge. It takes all the carbs in, so it stores them. And you want to have a flux in the muscle to use them up, so your metabolism is going. You don't want, like I say, not developed, weak, maybe even fatty muscle, because what happens is it can't signal to your metabolism anything, and every carb you eat, it can't go anywhere. So basically you eat the carbs and insulin gets produced, the hormone insulin, and the insulin is basically the key to open up the muscle cell to get the sugar, the glucose, out of your bloodstream into the muscle. Well, if the muscle cell is not there or broken and the insulin can't open anything, the blood sugar stays in your bloodstream, goes back to the liver, spills over, and you create the visceral fat.
Mm.
The organ fat. Very, very problematic. And
Wow.
that is called insulin resistancy. You're not diabetic, not pre-diabetic yet, but you're insulin resistant because you don't have the muscle. Just by working the muscle, you can fix that. You can always, always, always fix that. So that's the beauty of it. And you can build muscle at any age, which is beautiful. Now, again, women react just differently, so you don't have to worry about bulking up like crazy. I mean, I wish I would have, but it's a lot of weight to actually bulk up, and you have to eat a lot. Like there is a different formula. But if you want healthy muscle to actually lift heavy and create those dense muscle cells, so to speak, to be honest with you, a pound of body fat is the size of a basketball, okay?
Oh my gosh.
The size of 1 pound of muscle is the size of my fist.
Crazy. Wow.
So the scale doesn't change. Look in the mirror. So
Nuts.
important. So important, because muscle is actually kind of heavy and dense. And like I said, way smaller than body fat. And if you lose a pound of body fat and gain a pound of muscle, the scale doesn't change, but you look way different.
So crazy.
Yeah, just a side note. But also what I think is super fascinating, bones and muscle are like a married couple. So if you lose muscle, the bones don't need to be dense. There is nothing the bones need to hold up to. Or because there is no working out, no impact on the bones, they don't need to be dense. So you
Weak
lose.
bones.
The more you work out the muscle, the heavier you lift, the bones need to be strong as well. So they just go along with the journey, and they get dense and strong as well. So important for women to lift heavy, to actually keep bones stronger. Huge.
See, and that's good to keep in mind, because like I think about just getting older and like how like just wanting to walk and be able to be like, moving freely. And women don't think like, oh, I do need to lift. And you're saying also lift heavy. That's helpful.
Yes, absolutely.
But not like a CrossFit kind of way.
No. So that's the thing, like with the CrossFit, or like I said, Orange Theory style kind of workouts, it's cardio. It's with CrossFit, it's not as, how can I say, like they focus on doing as much in a certain period of time. So they don't care so much about the form. They want to get it done.
Right.
And I always want you to have correct form, because I want to protect the joints. I want to make sure that you actually develop the muscles correctly. And by the end of the day, I am the bodybuilder, so I like to look at the aesthetics. It has to look,
Yeah.
like I focus on that as well, but I want also to train the total body. Like I want every muscle to be worked on, and that's done so much fun. The more advanced you get, we can break it down in different muscle groups, and we can see how your body respond is. Like there are different methods you can work with. Interestingly, because that's one of the questions I always get. Of course, women want the six pack, the flat stomach, and all they do is work out their core. And I'm like, well, that's not, we can't spot reduce body fat. Body fat all over, and the percentage just goes down. But with training your core, you do help to actually support your body being upright. I mean, the core is the center, so there are tons of benefits of having a strong core, but it won't make your stomach flat. You know what I'm saying? There's no spot working out kind of thing, and now I have a six pack. No, you got body fat, then you will see the six pack.
You got to do the all over work and actually put in the work of it.
Yeah, and that the work starts in the kitchen.
There you go. I mean, along with like the work, going back to mentality a little bit, I'm wondering, how do you balance the discipline of bodybuilding just with the emotional and mental health side of self-love?
Interesting. This is a good question. So I'm a person who loves routine. So
I do too, by the way.
Oh my God, this gives me so much peace.
Oh yes, it's so much easier in life.
Yes. I will always do my same routine, and one of them is actually having a little meditation in the morning, I work out, I get my body worked out, and then I actually, after the workout, sit down, stretch, and do a little meditation to actually think about what I'm grateful for, what my day is going to be. And I have there my, how can I say it, like mindset going, get the right tone for the day, so to speak.
Yes.
In that, when I do my meditation, I literally let my thoughts just flow. Whatever comes to me, I think about it and I let it go. And it's not like this, oh my gosh, I can't think about anything, I'm just breathing. That's not what I'm doing. It's just relax and prep for the day and think about it and do some stretches. At night, again, I love to journal. So what I do, I write down what happened that day and what was good, what I'm grateful for.
I love that.
Things. Yeah. So, and it's not a long journal, but it gives me that grounding. I love to be grounded and not just going crazy and floating around, because my day is crazy as it is.
Right.
So I have my book ending, so to speak, in the morning and at night. And
I love it. And that's like self-care. You're taking care of yourself, you know? And like you said, it's not that much. It doesn't have to be a whole journal entry or anything like that.
No.
Like you, I'm a big fan of routine. Right now, my routine's a little shaken up because I started a new job, as I was telling you earlier, and my hours are insane. But I'm trying to get back and figure out my new routine. But previously, my husband and I would like work out in the morning, just like stuff low key. And while we were stretching, like you said, we would do 3 gratefuls, like 3 things we were grateful for the week, whatever the day. And then we'd set an intention for the day. And when I would do that, honestly, even if I forgot my intention or whatever, I just felt like the mindset was there and the motivation and just feeling good that I got the workout out of the way. Even if it was just like, you know, we'd do like 30 minutes and nothing hardcore, just even if it was yoga, you know what I mean? And I'm starting to learn that bookend at night. It's great when you do that journal, whatever. And maybe I'll take you up on like just doing those 3 thankful things at night, because then it's like, you've had a great day. You get to reflect on it. Even if you had a bad day, you reflect, you let it go. And then in the morning, you're able to start a brand new day.
Yes.
With self-care.
Absolutely. See, and at night, I mean, that's just me. I don't expose myself to any blue light. So I don't use.
That is my downfall.
It was mine too. And I have to say, well, I'm just practicing it now. Like this is a new thing. I don't touch my phone after 7. I'm gonna be on the computer or TV or anything. And I
Wow.
want to have a conversation with my husband or take a walk or do something around the house or literally just stretch, meditate, whatever, but not electronics. I try to, and it actually improved my sleep.
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. I'm like such a horrible, like, I'm watching TV till the last minute and then I can't sleep and I wonder why. But like I'm slowly adopting these things and I have to just do it like little by little, like 10 minutes, read a book instead of like watching TV, 15 minutes. But you build up, and like you said, it's those habits and that routine.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting how like it all falls or comes together and gives you a result. It's all those little things. And like I said, I didn't start right away with no electronics.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I started actually reading a book and like just actually having a physical book in my hand and trying that, all kinds of different things. Yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, this just comes with so many questions. I had another one, but now just speaking about just starting from the beginning kind of thing, I'm sure people are wondering, like, okay, obviously you just started, you had a regular body type. How did you go and be like, okay, this is my plan. I'm becoming a bodybuilder. Like, because I'm like, well, what do we do? Do we carry 5 pounds? Like, how did you start?
Very good question. To be honest with you, I started out at the beginning on machines, and all I did was I always wanted to improve the weight. So I wanted to get just stronger. I was not thinking of, okay, if I do this exercise, I work my shoulders a little bit more this way. And if I do this exercise, I learned that by actually doing it for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like just by practicing it. But I started out with super base, and this is the fun thing. If you lift weights, by the end of the day, it's a simple movement. You don't have to come up with those crazy exercises with like a Bosu ball and a weightlifting ball and kettlebell, and it's all good stuff. Don't get me wrong, and we can do a lot with it. But to be honest with you, a nice squat with dumbbells is a nice squat.
Okay. Yeah.
Like this is all, it's not that exciting. You know what I'm saying?
And it's working those muscles.
Correct. Get some good dumbbells and maybe a bench and you're golden. You can get in really good shape. And you just basics, they're like those king exercises, the deadlifts. Oh my gosh, there's nothing wrong with deadlifting. I mean,
oh man,
if you're not sure what to do, if you have to make a decision, I learned this from Dr. Stacy Sims, just go and deadlift.
Interesting.
Deadlift, and then after the deadlift, you can make the decision and it will be a good decision.
Your mind is forced to think.
That's right.
There.
I'm serious. Like, yeah, move your body and your mind will be fired up.
I love it. I'm wondering, can you share like a specific moment where you just almost gave up and what pulled you through? Because, we all have those moments where it's just like, I just can't do this. I don't want to do it. I'm done. I'm assuming you've been there, and it doesn't even have to be about bodybuilding or anything, but just in life, what pulled you through that kind of mindset?
Well, I live in Florida, and by now I am hurricane approved.
Yeah, it is not easy over there. We got the earthquakes over here. You got the hurricanes over there.
That's right. Oh my gosh. So I have to admit, like my first major hurricane, you sit in the house and the noise a hurricane is making, it's extreme.
Oh my God.
And you lose the power and everything is shuttered up and you sit in this pitch black house and the hurricane is running over you and you get to the point where you actually say like, okay, I'm done. This needs to be finished. And it's a funny thing how actually you get tired, like extremely exhausted. What happens then, and this is the weird part, you crawl out of your house and then you have no power. Everything is flooded. Nothing looks like it has looked before. It's destroyed. And you have no gas station. supermarkets are destroyed.
Barren.
You have a cell phone with no cell phone service.
That's like great.
And it's funny because, of course, nothing will happen to you and it will all work out. But the longest I ever had no power was 10 days.
Wow.
And you get to the point where you're like, I don't know if I should just buy a ticket and go somewhere else and
Yeah.
whatever, screw it. I don't
I'm
care.
done. I'm
Like,
out.
yeah, cleans out my house and steals everything and whatever. And just done, you know?
Yeah.
And there were those moments. It's really bizarre how, and again, what pulled me through? Community.
Love it. Yes.
Having support, and everybody was like helping each other. And we were actually meeting at church, giving out food and organizing and, you know, sharing clothes because people had not even clothes left.
Yeah.
They lost their home. It literally got washed away. And that helped me to be able to help others and share and being busy with that. That was what helped me.
I love that because people forget how important and how huge community is. I'm sure you know out here we had the wildfires back in January and they felt like they were never ending and many places were destroyed. Not too far from me, Altadena was really hit hard. And, you know, I have a friend who lost his home and just a lot of things. But like that sense of community, like I volunteered at church because I just felt like I had to do something. But just overall, just in life, it's crazy. And bringing it back to just working out, I love like a fitness class. And I feel like, you know, I'm almost more like inclined to go because I want to either see a friend or like my trainer will get on me or like, she's like, you know, where were you? You didn't come, you know, like gentle razzing. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't want her to talk about me. I better go. But just like in the fun way. And just as a woman, I think we kind of thrive off of community. Like we need that feeling. We're constantly taking care of people. We forget to take care of ourselves. And even to have the community and a friend and a coach like you to be like, hey, don't forget, you have to write those thankfuls down, or you need a journal in the morning. You need that meditation for yourself. And it's really important. You know, I'm learning more and more how important community is.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I think it's so important. And I think pick your community wisely. You want people who lift you up, who people who inspire you, and people who push you to the next level. And I just don't like bad energy or negative talk, or so I'm very, very aware of it. And I pick my good community, so to speak.
I'm with you. I like it. You got to be careful because it gets sneaky and then your own little limiting beliefs come in and then somebody might confirm them. It's just like, wait a minute, nip that in the bud and keep it going, you know, the way you need to go. Yeah, I'm with you. All right. So if a woman is listening today and she wants to start building a strong body and a strong mindset, what's the very first thing she should do?
Get rid of all the things what's holding her back.
Hey, you said it. You're like, bye, boyfriend. Goodbye, country. I'm moving on. I'm changing my life. I'm out of here.
No, you need to make space for the good things and to address it and actually acknowledge it, and then letting go is a wonderful feeling.
Yeah. It really kind of shows your body and your mind what you're capable of. I mean, your story is incredible. Just immigrating here, knowing you wanted to be here, figuring out a way to stay, like that is just incredible, you know? So, I mean, you're telling women they should actually figure out what's holding them back and get rid of it.
Yeah. Downsize. Sometimes we have to let go of things and make life simpler to actually know where we want to go, what we like, what we enjoy, where we grow. And we hang on to so many things which we don't need.
Oh my God, that's like story of my life. That's so true. Yeah. And when you clear it, you just make space for good stuff and more things that you actually do need.
Yes. And you will see it's also interesting how many good things are actually showing up in your life.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing when you make the space, you're like, whoa, why is it showing up now and not
Yeah.
never showed up before, or it's so fascinating how it works.
It's so crazy. I'm with you. And it's like that mindset too, because when you go in with like just the healthy attitude and the gratitude or whatever, it's like more good things keep coming. And it's like, whoa, like, and maybe you just recognize it more,
Absolutely. I think so too. I think it's absolute mindset. I have clients, to be honest with you, they're always stuck in traffic, always something like, oh my gosh. I'm like, well, how does this no, you were just driving, and in season there is more traffic because all the snowbirds are in Florida. So
yeah.
what it is, like, we can't, like, I don't even think about it. This, like, I need to just start driving 10 minutes earlier.
Right. And then just know it and keep going. Like don't make it drag your whole day down.
We were in the same traffic and we have two different stories.
Isn't that wild? Like I love my friend, but I have a friend, it's like I don't know if it's her mindset or what, but it's like something bad always, like Murphy's Law, it will always happen to her. And she can't help but to be negative because these things keep going. And I'm like, man, if you could just pull yourself out and try to shift the mindset, maybe things will change,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Man.
And then good stuff will come more and more. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I mean, I think you're absolutely fantastic, Angela. Please make a muscle for me because I'm going to like die if I don't see it because your muscles are banging. Woo! I love it. Let's go, guys. I know people are going to be so inspired to work with you. I am like just chomping at the bit. So can you please tell us how we can find you, what your offers are, and what your coaching is?
Yes, my pleasure. So you can find me as Health Coach Angela on all the social media platforms. And my website is House of Shape. So any shape is welcome and we get you in shape.
Fantastic. I want to ask, will you work with people who are not in Florida? Do you do online things?
Yes, I actually train clients worldwide. I have clients, funny enough, in Korea, Europe, Canada, all over the United States. So yeah, I'm good to go. I train them on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever works. So yes,
I love it.
Training.
And this is just a random question that popped into me. I mean, should people, because just like you said, if someone thinks they're doing one sit-up and they're gonna have a six-pack, what is the expectation? Like, is there a package? Like, because obviously it takes time. You don't just change your body like this because I'll work out for 3 weeks and be like, why the hell am I not like Miss America right now? What is happening?
Yeah. Oh, very good question. So my coaching program is actually 6 months, and then we can actually see a change. Like, we see what's going on. To be honest with you, my clients stay on and they just keep working with me, and we just either change the program in just check-ins. So we see what's going on and I can modify it, or I just keep the full coaching. The full coaching is actually the nutrition, the training, and the accountability call, so to speak. So we get you going. And that's like my main program. And then I have online courses as well. So that's if somebody doesn't have the time or doesn't want to be with a coach and accountability calls. So if they want to do it on their own pace, they can take my course and they can do everything from home, the workouts, the nutrition. I explain everything, stress management, the adjustments, including the family, how to do that, like everything. And they can do that as well if they want.
I love that. It's like you get to kind of pick your own pace. You can either do it kind of more on your own, or you can actually work one-on-one and get that real guidance with Coach Angela, which I just love having options there,
Oh, yeah, of course. And it's so interesting. I think it depends always on what's going on in your life. Oh my God, when I think about my diet, my workouts in my 30s, and now I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, oh my gosh, changed so much. It's so different. It always adjusts, changes. So it's never the same. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so frustrating sometimes if somebody just buys a program what should fit everybody, and I can tell you right away it won't work, because we are not like everybody. Everybody
exactly
their own way. Yep.
And I love that you look at the people and you figure out what's going to work for them. That's the most
Right.
important thing.
Mhm.
Man, I'm wondering if you have a mantra, a quote, or words that you live by.
Yeah, what I said before, actually, muscle is the organ of longevity. I am the muscle person. I love muscle. And what I also like, and I always bring that forward, is women are not small men.
Thank
And
you.
everything, what is built in the fitness industry is usually built for men. And that's why I like to help women actually look what goes on with those diets and nutrition and workout programs and adjust it to make it fit for you. So, yeah.
That is so important. I love that you specialize in women, but I'm wondering, do you work with men as well?
Actually, I do. It's funny. Right now, I have 50% of my clients are men and 50%
Crazy.
are women. It's a funny thing. Yeah,
Wow.
it is what it is, but they're very, very nice and fun to work with. They're right now actually in Naples, so I train them in person. It's a funny thing. Usually I don't have so many men, but at the moment I do, and I'll just take it. It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I love that everybody has an option, but I love that you said specifically that women are not small men. You know how to shape the body, you know how to get that mindset right. And I think it's so important.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you, Angela, so much. You are really inspiring. I'm urging all of my listeners to run to your website. I'll have everything in the show notes. Your body's incredible. Your mindset is amazing. And your story is just so inspiring. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. It was amazing.
Of course, please do not be a stranger. I would love to have you back sometime.
Thank you.
All right, guys, this is Beverly Explains It All. Go check out Angela Beyer's website, House of Shape. I'm going to have everything in the show notes, so make sure you click and check her out. Bye.